Okay guys, this is the poker vlog 3. I know the lighting is crap, I'm sorry, but just go on the audio. First thing we got to talk about is low stakes cash play. Yesterday I sat down at the cash table with a full buy-in at the 1-2. Didn't really play much of anything. Let's see, there was a raise to 10 on the 1-2, came around to me, I call the 10, I think the button behind me calls the 10, and then the big goes to 30. Uh, the early position guy calls the 30. Oh, I've got ace four of spades. So I'm calling the 30. I'm not happy about it. I'm very unhappy about it. But I put the 20 in, praying that the button doesn't get saucy behind me, which he doesn't. And then it comes, let's see. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Something like 234, or maybe 245 with one spade. And the big bet's 50, and we all fold. And he shows kings. Um, I'm wondering if I should have even played the ace four suited there. I wonder if that's a profitable position to be playing that, if that's a profitable call to make, but not sure. Um, any recommendations on that? Anyway, I didn't like the feel of it, so I left that table and I went to another table, and it comes to I didn't play anything actually at the second table. It comes to me. I've got ace eight of clubs, a one off the button. It folds, and the guy just to my right limps, and then I make it seven with the ace eight of clubs, and it actually folds around. I think maybe the big was in with us, and it comes around. And he calls it, and it comes something like, let's see, ace king seven, something like that. And he checks, and I fire 15, and the big is out. He folds, and then the limper guy, he calls it. Then the turn is like a four or a five. I think it's a five. And he checks, and I'm like, well, a better ace has me here. A worse ace has me here, like an ace three, ace five now has two pairs. So I check behind. The river's a six, absolutely a six, and he fires 15. And I'm like, really? I mean, what do you do in a spot like that? He could be firing a crummy ace into my weakness. More likely he hit two pair, some kind of weird two pair. So I call the 15, and he shows ace six, so he had river two pair on me. I don't understand why that keeps happening to me. But again, suggestions and criticism are welcome. At any rate, let's talk about what happened tonight. The super small stakes tournament, the 6 o'clock, played that one. Couldn't really make much of anything happen. First table, nothing. I had a couple reasonably strong holdings. I opened, continued, maybe hit mid pair top kicker type of thing. And this guy behind me, his breath smelled McDonald's cheeseburgers. Why did he keep blowing in my face? So annoying. So annoying. He kept calling me. It's like everything I was doing, he was just in. And he hit on me twice. Um, I paid little. He was very good at getting a reasonable value bet on the river, something very callable. So I think at most was at 19K in chips, but when the table broke, I was at 13. So I was not going in the right direction. Second table, after the move, again, really wasn't going so well. I didn't play anything. I played nothing. Blinds are going up. Blinds are 366. I've got 8,000, and I first position. Ironically enough, is the same guy, except now I have direct position on him. So I'm in seat 9, he's in seat 8. He limps UTG, and I shove ace queen of spades, just open shove it. Comes around, he calls off, he shows ace 10 of clubs, and I spike a queen, so that's fine. He turns a possible Broadway, but he would need my club for that, my queen for that. Anyway, I double and go to 17 from there. And that's where things start to get weird. And this is where I really like some evaluation on these small stakes tournaments and cash games. They play way too many hands, bad ones, early position, out of position, superior multi-ways. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 players. Nobody wants to raise, but nobody wants to fold, you know, pre-flop. So I'm one off the button, and there's a limp. There's at least 4 limpers, maybe 5 in front of me. I'm one off the button, and I've got queen 10 of spades. And the thing I'm thinking here is this is not pro poker. This is pulling slot handles. These people are not even trying to isolate, to make sure that they can have a reasonable chance about winning this post flop or even to the river. So I'm like, at that time the blinds are 4-8-8. I'm not gonna just call 8 and then just lose. I mean, maybe calling it was good, but I don't know. I open shove, and everybody folds, and then this like UTG limper calls off with king 4. His total stack is about 5,500. Why he limped 800 with king 4 of hearts, I don't know. Everybody else folds. He spikes a gut shot wheel draw, and then turns the wheel on me. My queen 10 of spades is no good. But that's a flip, like king 4 of hearts against queen 10 of spades. So yeah, he's slightly ahead, but it's still a flip there. I lose the flip there, and I'm sitting at like 11K. What's next? I get ace 4 of clubs about 2 hands later. And again, all these limpers, just limp city. So I'm like, ace 4 is not strong enough for me to shove. It's either just call or fold. So I call it. 12 colors behind me, you know how that goes. I flop like 1 club and maybe hit the 4, and somebody starts getting spicy. I let it go. So I'm sitting at like, what is that, 9.5, 10? And I've got 4s. And again, limp, like 3 limpers. And I got the 4s, and I'm like, these guys will never fold. They will never fold. And it's just too risky. There's just too many overs out there for me to get involved with right now. So again, I just flat with the 4s. I'm not happy about it, but I flat with the 4s, you know. If I can get 8-1, that's where you're supposed to be. And then we get 2 more limpers behind, and then that same guy, the king 4 guy, who is now in like the bigger the small, open shoves, and it comes around to me, and I'm like, gosh, you know, he could have like 7s, 8s, 9s here, maybe 10s, queens. Not queens. I don't know. Maybe he would. But it didn't feel like a strong pair. So I think I'm like up against 7s. He's the kind of guy, I don't think he would do that with 7s. It felt like ace king, to be honest. My gut's telling me it's ace king, and I've got the 4s. So I'm like, if you are absolutely sure it's ace king here, and you're ahead, you got to do this, because there's a lot of limps in there. There's maybe 800 times 5 plus whatever's left in the small from him. It's kind of a no-brainer. There's just 4K plus whatever he's got. So I call it. He's got ace jack. It's not even suited. And I got the 4s, and there's an ace in the window. So again, I'm just losing flips. I feel like I'm unrealistically on the wrong side of flips, and I don't know what to do about it. I would love advice about how to handle these super small stakes tournaments and these ridiculous multi-way pots that bad players try to build. Bad players don't want to raise their hands, but they don't want to fold their hands. They're here to play. They're here to hit, and when they hit top pair with their king 4, they don't know what to do. They don't know whether or not their king is good. It's just that kind of story. And it was another loss today. So that's vlog 4, and this is Joby. Let you know how it's going. All right, have a good night, everybody.